Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone. Gnarlo, good boy. When last we left off, we were over here at the Eve Spires. We were right over here where the Bog Guardians hang out with Amarthiel the Bower and Luthuifin the Healer. Have their little base camp here at the base of the mountains. Base of the hills where you go up into the Guaradain area. And we have searched down two of the emissaries from Amarthiel. One across there, just a short ways over there with Rantost, the emissary to the Tomb Raiders and all, and one far over on the southern end of the lake, where he was the emissary to the Cairgain, I think it was, if I'm pronouncing that correctly and remembering it. In the meantime, we are going to head up into these hills here looking for the emissary to the Guaradain. So we are going to see where he is and see if we can find him as well. I would imagine we have been in the Guaradain camp at the very top of this hill before, and I just anticipate that he will be up in the top of that. Now, having said that, I'm going to first search along the shoreline here because we've seen two of them now that have been pretty much on the shore. It's like they haven't been far from the shore, like they've just recently came out and shown up as emissaries. Here's the Guaradain. So we are going to just ride along the shore here first, just to make sure he's not somewhere along here, like meeting with them. And once we have established that he doesn't have a boat or anything here, which is what it looks like, good, I don't see him anywhere, we are going to ride on up the hill and into the camp and see if we can find him up here. All right. No sign of the emissary, so let's go on up and see what we can find. I said my gut wants to tell me that he is going to be in the deepest depths of the camp. However, my gut has been wrong before whenever it comes to figuring out where NPCs are going to be. Where, you would think they were. Where you think they would be hiding, up in the Evendim. Where you would think they would be hiding at, up there in the harder parts to get to them, is not always the case. I think I was going to say, here's some more torches and totems and stuff, so there we go. Have to be more of the, we got the shaman pouches as well. I'd forgotten those things existed for apparently a quest that we were doing, probably for Longbow down there. Yep, collect the shaman pouches. So let's see how many of those we can collect, and we can probably bring those back down to Longbow. Yeah, the pouches of poison. Is he the one that gave us that? I'm not sure. Would not be surprised. Somebody at that camp did. And this right here will finish up what we need for that quest. Yeah, bring the pouches to Rimenil at the Even Spires. Why don't we take a look at the quest while we're at it and see what we have here in Evendim. What else we can finish up? We need to collect a basket, a spear, and a ward. So I will hope, collect some relics from their encampments. Doesn't say anything about killing them, notice. What else we got? Those are the things, okay, those are finding the different items. Shaman from the north. Those are the ones we have to defeat 8 Guaradain at the even realms. Still a number of the wards that are scattered around the encampment. Okay, I think we can do several of these. We'll kill some wards. I mean, steal some wards. We'll look for some... We'll look for a basket, a spear, and something else. And we shall probably be able to kill a few of these Guaradain while we are here and in the business of finding this guy as well. Meantime, let's head further into the encampment. Okay, doesn't look like we can go any further that way. I guess it's on up the hill at this point. Now, folks, I'm here, so tell me how to get on into your camp. There has to be a way. There has to be a path. Some more stalkers and all over this way. What am I missing? Do I need to go back through that way? Do I need to go through you to get there? Alright, this doesn't make any sense. Everything here says to continue back this way. All this different stuff. Well, we'll go ahead and take you out just because you're here and my annoyance factor is a little bit high. There we go. Defeat Guaradain. That's got you up on my, it's got defeating y'all up on my list now. Can I pass on through? Can, but nothing back here. How about this other way? Nothing back here either. Can't go anywhere there. Alright, now this is frustrating. I mean, that doesn't look like a path we can go up right here, does it? No, we can't get up that way. So where is it that y'all want me to go? This is the even rails. And you got the other frustrating part of it being, I've done this before. It wasn't this difficult to find your way. I swear it wasn't this hard to get up into the encampment up there on the hills. Alright, I'm going to keep looking for a way up into the hills, into the encampment. And when I find that, we will rejoin you. Okay, we've completed 2 of them. We've taken out the 8 shaman from the north. I mean, the shaman from the north. So we've taken those out now. So we've completed that. Perhaps the even reels here, that perhaps this camp doesn't go any further. Perhaps it was just the camp to the north up there that goes further. Let's pull up our thing here and see. Guaradain relics. Lie in the hills to the north of the eave spires. Okay. Yeah, I think we might have to do that. What about the wards? Yeah, I think that's it. I think this might be the last one here at the eave spires. That might be the only thing that they have here. And then we actually have to continue up to the actual main encampment back there, essentially straight north from the eave spires. So we will go ahead and do that. Let's cross across, go back through the waterfall here. There we go. We're going to head back down the hill. There's still no way of getting up anywhere here. Head back down the hill and follow the path upwards along the river and the waterfalls that go down and come down right next to the eave spires there. Don't know why it is I seem to remember being able to get up through the reels, but who knows. It has been a long time since I did these quests in the first place, so it almost makes them fresh to me again. You know, it gets me where I have a vague memory. And there is the emissary. Alright, didn't have to go looking very far for him, did we? That's what I was thinking, is that we shouldn't have to. I was thinking that he would be along the coast for a couple of reasons, being that's where the other ones were, and also because it seems like everything you don't have to go too far looking for anymore. Mol Coluim. Let's see what he has to say. If you seek to stop my negotiations, you are too late. The Guaradain fight now for Amarthiel. To me, my allies. Well, he may have been here in the past. I'm beginning to think maybe he was moved because just from what he's saying, it seems like there ought to be more of the Guaradain about to fight for him. Man, at the moment, it seems like there's just the one, perhaps. Why don't we pull that up? There we go. Ooh, are we out of those? Uh-oh. That's not good. We're not out of these, though. There we go. Guaradain Negotiator. Oh, where were you at? You must have been taking a leak behind the tree or something. Very good. And in a moment, down he will go. Excellent. Good. Alright. Now I am still going to go up this way, because we have a quest to gather wards and those baskets and things. So I am going to mount up. We are going to ride up the hill into the main camp and see if we can find those wards and see if we can find that basket, that spear, and that other item that I can't remember off the top of my head. So we will continue on up this way. Yeah, I always swore these were the wards we were looking for, but apparently not. Let's get into the main camp and see what we can find there. Don't mind me. I'm just using your, fact, we don't have to kill anybody. I'm not your enemy. I'm just basically using y'all as a flea market. And quite a nice flea market y'all do have here. Alright, that's one of the wards. We got 4 more of those, and then we need to find a basket and a spear. Another ward up here on the right. Oh, there's a spear over yonder, so let's get this. See a spear against the tree. I guess you'd be nice enough to have a basket for me while you're at it too, would you? No. Alright, let's collect some more wards and let's find this basket. I remember fighting through this area on level back on my dwarf guardian. It's quite a fun place to come. Had a good amount of areas where, you know, these long stretches here where you had to go along and defeat what you could as you came on up the paths, and defeat the stationaries, watching out for the roamers, and always ready to find a little nook or cranny to hide into. To wait, there's a Guaradain basket. Little nook or cranny to hide in order to avoid drawing the attention of the wandering ones as they came by if you were injured. We need to find one more ward. There's one right there. And then we will mount up and head back down the hill to the camp. There we go. Alright, let's go back down to the even spires now. And we will have a variety. Whoops. Shift R, now Shift T. Okay, come on. There you go. We'll have a variety of quests we'll turn in, so we'll see you when we get back to the camp. Okay, back at the Eve Spires now. See which ones needed which quest. Oh yes, I remember you, the Great Elven Depression. Guaradain relics. Ah, I see you have returned with the relics of the Guaradain. Excellent. They are crude as I expected, but they also show more sinister signs. Some of the work is influenced by the custom of orcs and goblins. The relationship is distant, and perhaps they have no dealings with each other for some considerable time. But it does not bode well for our chances of coming to a reasoned understanding with them, I'm afraid. Luthiel's tender temperaments aside, I fear that our next course may best be one of decisive action. Hopefully he will not be too upset with me. Yeah, I just don't think you guys set one of the quest rewards. Apple pies, stews of the kings, and steak and kidney pie. Power regen, morale regen, power and morale regen. 85, 110. 120, yeah, we'll go with that one. That's the one that gives us the most power regen. I don't care about the other stuff there. And I'm sure your other one is to go on up there, yeah. Tears of Purity. Find the pool at the top. Maybe another time. Maybe another time. We're not going to fool with it right this moment, okay? Shaman relics. So, as you defeated the Guaradain, they began to scatter and flee. Good. They will think twice before returning to that place. Okay. Now, who is Remenilf? Bring them back to Remenilf at the Eve Spires. Well, we're at the Eve Spires. Who the hell is Remenilf? Oh, the boat keeper. I didn't even see you standing over here with a ring over your head. Pouches of poison. I thought you were just the the stable master. Here they're making you do double duty. Elves are not only morose and depressed, they're cheap too. No wonder y'all are down all the time. I would unionize and strike if I were you. It will take me some time to study these, and if fortune is with us, we will not need to use what I learn. Okay. And wards of the Guaradain. Good, you have done exactly as I asked. I hope the Guaradain were not too much trouble. In any case, now we have what we need to begin setting our final plan into motion, which Amarthiel will describe to you. All right, nice to kill off a few of those old quests that have been hanging around, filling up my quest log there. Got one more Amarthiel. That's the one where she wants me to go and what are we doing? Threat from the north. With those things done, it is now time to draw the line. Finish now. Uh-oh, we got to finish another one. Cool. That's placing false wards. Once again, we'll pick that up sometime whenever we need to head back up this way. In the meantime, I would like a ride back to Tinnudir, please, because we need to go and talk to Tedan. There we are. Okay. Now Tedan is going to be inside yonder. What was the guy's name? Mordrambor? I think that was it. Mordrambor. Tedan is the man who is guarding him. Let us go in and relieve him a bit, give him a little bit of company, something besides the enemy's incessant whispering and evil conniving going on. Such a beautiful hall. Even in ruin, it still remains such a beautiful hall. Though you think they could come in and clean up the place, at least get the piles of dirt up out of the floor. Okay, Tedan and Mordrambor, if I'm remembering right, should be right behind here. Mordrambor, that was his name. What have you got to say? It has been some time since I have seen thee, foolish hobbit. Hast thou been scurrying about on futile errands? Always full of compliments, that one. Hello, Tedan. You bring both good news and bad, Gnarlo. That the emissaries have been defeated is one worry put to rest. But I fear the loyalties of the tomb raiders of Rantost and the guardians of Evendim are already purchased. We can count ourselves fortunate that the Cairgrim have no love for Angmar's gold, but that is no large gain in the face of such great opposition. Cogumiel brought me some baked goods. Coguminumiel phenomenon. Brought me some baked goods and a few choices for dinner. You're welcome to help yourself to some of it. I think she felt badly that I have to spend all this time in the company of the prisoner. I don't like carrot cake, so you'll be doing me a favor by taking that off my hands, but you can help yourself to some of the rest of it as well. Oh, everybody's wanting to feed me tonight. All right, agility, might, and mashes. Which one will help us the most? Agility, might, and mashes. Vitality looks like might. It's the Feast of Rohan that gives us might? Indeed it is. The prisoner has been smirking. Okay, chapter 8, the prisoner's message. The prisoner has been smirking about something the whole time you've been gone, and has had me worried. He's feeling sure of himself about something. He keeps muttering about some new attacks upon the city, but whenever I ask him about them, he refuses to talk to me. Perhaps you can get something out of him. He does not seem to be concerned about withholding information from you, Gnarlo. All right, Mordrambor. Apparently you have a ulterior motive behind talking to me all the time, so what do they got you tied up with? An anaconda? Let's see what you have to say. Thou sayest Amarthiel's emissaries art defeated. I read more in thine eyes than thou hast spoken. Perhaps their duties were already fulfilled, their missions completed. Aye, I read you aright. But smile on, fool hobbit. Against Angmar and its regent there can be no hope for thee. She plans a new assault upon certain sites within the city, and thy Dunedain friends cannot hope to stand against her. And yet I will tell thee where the assaults will come the hardest. I greatly desire to hear thy weeping and the weeping of this fool ranger when Amarthiel seizes the city in spite of thy meager defences. But I would tell thee where the hammer will fall only if thou dost something for me. An elf has come to this keep. He looked on me from afar when this fool ranger brought me to this pathetic prison. This elf is named Guaradain, and I would have thee bring him a message. The message is this: Guaradain, thy time is soon ended, thy mistake soon accounted. Amarthiel waits thee in Guaradain, where she will sit in judgment over thee. Thou shalt bring him these words, or thou shalt learn naught from me. Got anything else to say? I do not like this, Gnarlo. What harm can these words do, ill-tempered and objectionable as they are? Still, they make me uneasy. And yet, if he tells us where next to expect Amarthiel's assault, many of my brethren might yet be saved. I do not see what choice we have. Guaradain is a wise elf. He will see these words for what they are, the foul insults of a desperate prisoner, and dismiss them. Guaradain has been given a room atop the stairs behind the door on the right as you enter the keep. Yes, indeed, I know that. Let's go speak to Guaradain right quick. I was planning on cutting it there, because I figured he'd be sending us back to Numenos. But since all we've got to do is go to the other side of the keep, let's run over there and see if we can finish chapter 8, perhaps. Since this is called the prisoner's message, perhaps we can start on chapter 9. Guaradain, I'm sure, will have something to say about the message. Although, as Bilbo would say, the elves will say yes and no. So whatever he has to say about the message is certain to be both good and bad. And probably non-committal to boot. Steel yourself against the words of Mordrambor, Gnarlo, for he is skilled in the tangling of thoughts, as are most of his kind. He will seek to confuse you with artful trickeries and misleading phrases, and through them lead you only into treachery. Remain alert to his subtleties, and he will be unable to hold any power over you. I have heard his message, and ask that you now heed mine. Do not relax your guard. Even imprisoned, a black Númenórean is a dangerous foe, and he will lead us all to harm if we do not take care to guard against his devices. Return now to your prisoner and tell him what you have fulfilled your side of the bargain, and remember my words. Okay. I will tell him such. Let us run back to the other side. Since it being an MMO, nobody can ever tell their own messages. Deliver their own packages. I've often thought about some of these MMOs that you see, the ones that are like, Angel's Keep, or some of the ones that are always advertised with the big, scantily clad, buxom women and things like that. It's like I wonder if they, from the outlook of the way they look, you just anticipate what the quests are in those kind of MMOs, and it's like I wonder if they're full of people that won't even. Can you go over there and have sex with my wife? I'm awfully busy right now. Hello, Mordrambor. Actually, before we do that, do you have anything else to say related to this, or? I do not need Guaradain to tell me that our prisoner is not to be trusted. Still, he has been very useful to us so far, and for once the battle seems to be turning in our favor. Amarthiel surely rused the night we took one of her prized lieutenants from her. I just have to say there may be something else behind that, my friend. I am glad to see thee return, my friend, for I know that thou hast delivered my message to Guaradain. I know too what he must have said to thee. Steel yourself to his words, remain alert against his subtleties. What didst thou call thyself, Gnarlo? I give thee my thanks, Gnarlo, for upholding our bargain. I will now do the same. I will tell thee where the next assaults upon the city will come, friend Gnarlo. This is like dealing with Hannibal Lecter here. Chapter 9, A Renewed Assault. I understand thou hast already seen the sights of Amarthiel's next assault, friend Gnarlo, and their defenders believed in the strength of their defenses. But this time will be different, for Amarthiel has new servants, and thy struggles have come to naught. Hurry now to thy master, to Calenglad of Tinnudir, and tell him where his friends will be slain, at the port of Numinos and at the gate of Adenon. Amarthiel has told me the names of those marked for death, Guonil and Torkirion. Tell Calenglad they will come no more out of Numinos. Pay close attention to his grief, friend Gnarlo. I look forward to hearing news of it. All right, so next up we have to go and talk to Calenglad. I think at that point, we are going to call this an episode right here. I am once again going to keep my friend Tadan company. Let's smoke a pipe with him, shall we? There we go, smoke with Tadan. Share a little pipe weed with the man. He's got a very thankless job. So there you are. Next time we will be starting Chapter 9. A renewed assault. And probably heading back into Numinos. So we shall see you then. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for being with us. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.